Hey, well, it's Charlie Merrill with Merrill Performance. There's a weird phenomenon when we talk about pain and other symptoms that you might have experienced before, and that's when sometimes you wake up and it seems like out of nowhere, for no good reason, you have symptoms in the morning when you get out of bed. It could be your back, could be your foot, could be your ankle. It just seems like it starts for no reason. There's nothing obvious you did the day before. And you didn't necessarily sleep funny, although, that happens. Sometimes you wake up and your neck goes in some funny position. You can usually tell that when that's the case. But sometimes we just wake up and we have pain somewhere. And while I talk about this a lot when I teach, I've never had a great story, my own personal story about this until this morning when I woke up. I guess first it's important to explain the reason that this happens is because symptoms, as we know, are driven by emotions, and when we're asleep, when our unconscious brain is most active, is when we do a lot of processing of the big emotions that are going on in our lives and things that happen either during the day before or that have been sort of a pattern going on. So it's very likely when our unconscious brain is most active that we're going to have symptoms that manifest in our nervous system. And of course, most of the time we get up and we start moving, we start our day, we switch back into our conscious brain, and oftentimes those symptoms will decrease. And this is why, sometimes even with things like plantar fasciitis, people wake up and they say the worst part of their day is the morning when they get out of bed, especially when it's been going on a while. And then they get moving, or they even go run, and things start to feel better. Now, the old explanation for this phenomenon, before we understood pain science as well as we do, is that because we've been sleeping all night, we've been lying in bed, things get stiff, muscles get stiff, joints get stiff, and we need to get up and get moving to improve the health of our tissues, to get the joints lubricated, and as the tissues get healthier, the pain goes away. And this explanation holds water sometimes, but there are a lot of situations where it doesn't, and I think we need a different conceptualization. So my story starts with a really intense dream that I had last night. And like most dreams, I don't remember a lot of the details of what was going on for the better part of the dream. But there's this one moment where I'm at the top of this massive waterfall, 300, 400 feet, and it just cascades straight down. And there are a bunch of people with me, and we're all trying to get away from something, some type of, situation or some type of scary threat, some type of danger. And people are just diving off this waterfall like in desperation, like they're just trying to get away. And I see them all falling just in all different orientations. Some of them are upside down. They're just desperate to get away. And I see them really far down hit the water. No idea what happens to them. And I've been doing a lot of cliff jumping lately, as you might have seen on some of my social media channels with my kids, something I grew up doing that I absolutely love. So in my dream, I had a moment of, I'm just going to ascend this. I'm just going to jump this thing and hope for the best. So I jump and I do my normal thing and I hit the water 300 feet later. It's a lot of air time. And, it felt like any other cliff jump. It actually felt like a cliff jump that I did recently in Lake Tahoe, where I actually hit hard enough that I felt my left ankle, pretty hard impact in my left ankle. And it was fine, but it was a little bit sore the next day. It went away within a day or two. So I felt that in my dream when I hit the water. I felt my left ankle sort of took an impact, but surprisingly I was okay. And I swam up to the surface. It took a little while because I went really deep. And I think that's when I woke up. Shortly thereafter I woke up. And what I noticed when I woke up from this dream is my left ankle actually was painful. My left ankle felt like it did when I did that cliff jump in Lake Tahoe. It actually felt more intense than that. The pain was actually more severe in that situation, to the point where if I didn't know better, I might have woken up and been scared that I'd hurt my ankle. It was really quite painful. And I lay there and moved around for a minute, and then I sort of drifted back into sleep. But it was the one time during a dream where I actually had pain that was the direct result of something that had happened in my dream. And now most of us don't remember our dreams, so we'll wake up when we have pain, but we don't necessarily attribute it to something that happened in a dream because we don't remember. It's nice when we can make that connection, because sometimes there's even something that happens in the dream that's meaningful. In this case, there's some type of danger or threat that I'm trying to get away from in my waking life that I'm playing out in my dream life. And so there could be a clue, there could be some connection there. I haven't taken the time to figure that out yet. But I think the phenomenon is important because pain during waking, again, doesn't necessarily mean that we've hurt ourselves. It doesn't mean that we've done something terrible to our body at night. A lot of people start blaming their mattress, they start blaming their pillow, maybe need to replace this, they spend thousands of dollars, when really what's going on is they're chewing on something during their waking life in their sleep, and their unconscious brain is working out big emotions. In my case, it was some fear and likely some other emotions that I was working on. And so those things are going to manifest as pain in the morning. And so if you get up with foot pain or back pain or neck pain, don't just assume that something terrible happened. Even if the pain is really quite severe, you may not need to run off to see your PT or chiropractor or the doctor. And especially when pain's been going on a while and it's become a pattern, the nervous system at that point has learned this phenomenon of the unconscious brain driving pain during sleep, and then you'll see it switch off during waking. So it's just another symptom behavior that very commonly results in this type of pain that will just go away once we get up, start moving, switch into our conscious brain. So if you have a story like this, I encourage you to share it because I think the stories are just super cool. If you like learning about pain and movement and corrective exercises and PT type stuff, but especially pain science and all the things I'm talking about on this channel, please take a second to subscribe. Click the bell so you don't miss, so you get a notification so you don't miss future videos. And I really appreciate you tuning in. Sweet dreams.